Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome back. We couldn't take the session for the last 2 weeks because of various other services which are coming in, but now we are back. So before we start the program today, I just want to mention that very sadly, Vidhi Mataji and Margi Mataji, they have lost their mother yesterday, and both the sisters have been joining the Wisdom of Bhagavad Gita session here with all of us. So just for the prayer, just to pray for the departed soul, we will chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, all of us, if we can chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 5 times. And then I would also request if those who are able to, today is like a good day, Ekadashi day, if any of you are able to chant some additional rounds for the departed soul, that will be very, very good. So let us all chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for the departed soul. And also we'll pray that Vidhi Mataji and Margi Mataji and family, they get the strength to go through this difficult time in their life. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So please chant more rounds as well, if possible. So coming back to Bhagavad Gita, so we are currently on chapter 9. And chapter 9 is called The Most Confidential Knowledge. This chapter has 34 verses. Until now, we have covered up to verse number 16, or sorry, verse number 25. So we have covered up to verse number 25. And in the last session, we were talking about verse from 16 to 25. So there, Lord Shri Krishna was explaining to us about these 3 different kinds of people who worship him apart from his devotees. And he was talking about this Ekatvena, Pruthatvena, and Vishwatomukham. So Ekatvena he had already talked about in the previous verses. And then in the last session, we talked about the Pruthatvena and Vishwatomukham. So Vishwatomukham means the devotees who are worshipping the Supreme Lord, but looking at everything in the material world and seeing Krishna in them. So that is like worshipping the universal form of the Supreme Lord. And Lord gave various verses where he spoke about that how these people, uh, if they see the Vedic sacrifice which is being done in the Karma Kanda exercises, they see that everything that is there in the Vedic sacrifice is Krishna. So the fire is Krishna, the Yajna Kunda is Krishna, the hymns are mentioned which are Krishna, the person who's chanting the hymns are Krishna. So that is how they actually see everything that they see around them as Krishna only. Then Lord mentioned that they also see all the relationship, like mother, father, grandfather, everything is Krishna. And the Vedas, the object of knowledge of the Vedas, everything is Krishna. The cause of all causes is Krishna, the matter is Krishna, and spirit is Krishna. So that is how they see Krishna in everything. Then Lord Shri Krishna talked about the Pruthaktveena, how some people worship him through devatas. So they are actually worshipping the devatas, and that is how indirectly they are worshipping the Supreme Lord. So that is what he mentioned in the 20th of verse, that they are worshipping me, but they are worshipping me indirectly. But even if they are worshipping Krishna indirectly, it is not that they get the same result of worshipping Krishna directly. If they worship indirectly, then their results are temporary. They will get, they will go to the heavenly planet, they will enjoy there. But while enjoying, their credits go down, and then finally they fall down. So they lose everything that they have gained, and then they fall down back into the earthly planet. And in comparison or in contrast to that, Lord Krishna mentions about this Ananya Chintayanto Mam verse that we saw last time when we were talking about this, that those who are worshipping me undistractedly, Ananya, like they are they are not going to any other forms. They are not going to any other devatas. They are just undistractedly focusing on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Then they never lose anything. So in the previous verse, he mentioned that those who are worshipping the devatas, then they will lose everything, they will fall down. But those who are worshipping him undistractedly in Ananya Bhakti way, then they don't lose anything. They will never lose anything. Their results are eternal. And in fact, it is said that Yogakshemam Vahamyam. So whatever is there, I will protect. And whatever they don't have, I will give to them. I will carry for them. So why is this difference between these two worshippers? The difference is because Krishna says that they are worshipping me, but they are doing avidhi purvakam. They are doing it in a wrong way. Because the worship is wrong, that is why the results are different. And then in the last verse that we saw last time, the 25th verse, Krishna mentions about how the different worshippers get different destinations. And there were four different kinds of people who were shown. So goodness, the worshipper of devas, they are worshipping in mode of goodness. They will go to the planets of the devatas. The worshipper of Pitrus, like the forefathers, they are in mode of passion, and they will go to the planets of the ancestors. And the worshippers in mode of ignorance, who are worshipping the bhutas. Bhutas means they are worshipping ghosts and spirits. So they will take birth amongst such beings. They will also become ghosts and uh, spirits. But Krishna says that those who worship me, they will live with me. So if we actually worship the Supreme Lord, which is in transcendental mode, which is the pure Shuddha Sattva mode, then such people will go back to where Krishna live, which is in Goloka Vrindavan. So that is what is mentioned. So, uh, so this idea that we worship anyone and will finally all roads are going to go to the same destination is wrong. Krishna has clearly mentioned here that whatever way that you choose, as per that you are going to get the result. If you worship me, you will come to me. So very clearly, he has clarified this entire concept. So those who read Bhagavad Gita, they will not have any such doubts that you worship anyone and finally you will still go to Krishna. So this thinking is completely wrong, as Krishna has mentioned. So this we have covered till now. So let us go ahead and start reading from verse number 26. So this verse, this section that we are going to cover today, verse number 26 to 34, the last section of this chapter, it covers the glories of devotional service. Remember, this chapter is the most confidential knowledge. And we talked about earlier that this most confidential knowledge is the knowledge of Ananya Bhakti, pure Bhakti, that or undistracted Bhakti that Krishna has given in this chapter. And what is the glory of such devotional service is mentioned in this next few verses. So please pay attention. Very, very wonderful verses. And how Krishna looks after his devotee is mentioned in these verses. So let us start with this first verse, 26th verse, a very famous verse. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya upavritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Yes, Vidushi Mataji, please go ahead.
If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept.
Thank you, Mataji. What a wonderful verse. Krishna is saying what to give. And in contrast, we have already seen that when we are worshipping devatas, then everything needs to be like very, very elaborate. You need to actually have these elaborate sacrifices you need to perform. For that, you will have intricate rules to follow. And then there are numerous pure brahmanas which are required, priests who are required, who can chant the Vedic mantras properly. Then huge amount of ghee is required to be put into that fire. And then apart from ghee, you also have to put a lot of other ingredients in the fire sacrifice. And even after doing all of that, what do you get? A temporary result. You can enjoy for some time and then you again fall down. Now, in contrast, what Krishna's worship is required. What Krishna is saying, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Patra means some leaf. Pushpa is like a flower. Phalam means a fruit. And Toyam means some water. Now, interestingly, he has used all of these words singularly. He's not saying that, okay, give me lots of leaves, give me lots of flowers, give me lots of fruits, and give me a lot of water. He's saying one leaf, one fruit, one what was there for flower, and some water. That this is what is mentioned. And the interesting second observation that you can do, he's not saying that give me all of these four items. He's saying or. So if you can give me a patra or pushpa or phala or toya. So even the simple things which are available for anyone and everyone, those as well, he is not asking for many of them and not all of them. So it is such a simple way to worship Krishna that you can just offer patram pushpam phalam toyam, whatever you have. So no one can complain that Krishna worship is so difficult, that is why I cannot do it. So all the excuses that people can have, Krishna has taken that out. You can just offer patram pushpam phalam toyam. But there is a catch. You can offer patram pushpam phalam toyam, and Krishna says that I will accept it, but you have to offer it with love and devotion. That is the only catch. That you have to offer anything that you are offering to Krishna with love and devotion. If that love and devotion is missing, then he will not accept it. He will just, okay, you have given it to me, that's fine, but it will not be accepted. Ashnami actually means he will eat it. Of course, he's not eating the patra and pushpa, he's accepting it. So if we actually offer it with love and devotion, Krishna will accept any offering that we are doing to him. So this is the key important point that we should understand. That is the essential ingredient. Essential ingredient is not patram pushpam phalam toyam. Essential ingredient is our love and devotion. And interestingly, what happens is when you do devata worship, whatever you're offering, at that time you're focusing on it. But for love and devotion, you cannot develop it at the time of offering it. The love and devotion you have to cultivate before, like in your life. So suppose like a boy and girl, they are actually giving some gift to each other. And it is not that at the time of giving the gift, they are developing their love at that point. The love has been cultivated a little bit before. Of course, by giving gifts as well over a period of time, you can cultivate that love. But what I'm saying is the love has to be cultivated before. And uh, this cultivation can happen through various different services. For example, that Patram and Pushpam that we are talking about. So someone who's doing gardening for Krishna, and they are thinking that, okay, I will plant this plant for Krishna, and then I will take care of it, and then some flower will come, and then I will offer. So from beginning of that process, the love is there. You are thinking that, okay, I'm doing it for Krishna. And then once the plant has grown, then some flower has come, then you actually pluck that flower. And then with love and devotion, you're offering to Krishna. So that entire process is of love and devotion. So this is how it works. And then if you do it like this, then Krishna will accept it. There is one thing that is mentioned also is that the devatas look at the offering that you are doing. But Krishna doesn't look at the offering that you're doing. Krishna does. Krishna looks at the intention or the consciousness that you have while you're doing that offering, whether you're doing it with love and devotion. So this is important. So there are many points that we can see about this in this verse. So the first one is Lord does not need anything as everything belongs to him. So is it that Krishna is saying that Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam you give because in Golok Vrindavan there is no Patra, no Pushpa, no Phala and no Toya? And he is now waiting that, oh, devotee will come and give me some Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam? No. He has everything in abundance. And Srila Prabhupada gives this example that just like a child, uh, whatever pocket money he has received from the father, with that money he buys some sweet. And then before eating that, he says that, Papa, you take this little sweet from me. And the father becomes very happy. Now, father has a lot of money to buy those sweets himself and eat it. But he is actually not accepting because it is a sweet that he is going to get to eat. It is mainly that he is accepting because of the love that the child is showing to the father. So that is why the father becomes very happy and he eats it. So Lord doesn't need anything uh, from us as such. Everything belongs to him. Any material thing that we can give to him, everything belongs to him only. But one thing that we can offer to him, which is the love, and that is what he is actually looking for. And he is very happy when he gets that. So that is the second point. So he accepts only when offered with love. And there are so many examples. So when Krishna went as the Shanti Dut, he was the diplomat for establishing peace. That he went from to meet from Yudhishthir Maharaj. He went to meet to Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana. So they wanted to stop the war that was going to happen. So Lord Shri Krishna said that, okay, give me only 5 villages. But Duryodhana said, no, I'm not going to give. I'm not even going to give you the land in which you can put a needle. So anyway, at that time, when Krishna arrived as a Shanti Dut, so Duryodhana said that for you, I have actually kept a big palace, which is Dushasana's palace. He said that I have kept this entire palace for you to stay. And not only that, we have created Chappan Bhog, the 56 items we have prepared for you for your enjoyment, for your eating. So please come and stay here. Krishna says, no, 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 that's fine. I'm busy. I have to go somewhere. And he goes running to his devotee's house, Vidura's house. And because Vidura had just known that, oh, Krishna is coming to my house and he is very poor, he did not have anything. So he went to the market to shop. And suddenly Krishna came to home and only Vidurani was there at home. And Vidurani was so pleased to see Krishna has come to her house. And in excitement, she gave some place to sit. And then she was looking, what do I have? And she saw some bananas in her house. And she thought that, okay, I'll offer banana. Fruit, right? Patram, pushpam, phalam, phalam. So she said that, okay, I'll give you phalam. So she took the bananas and she was so excited to see Krishna and she was completely in that trance. So she was peeling the bananas and throwing the banana and giving the peel to Krishna to eat. And Krishna also was eating that, taking that peel and then eating as if it was the sweetest banana he has ever eaten. And then it is not only one peel that he has eaten. Slowly, slowly, she has peeled all the banana she had, threw the banana and gave the peel to him. And then at that time, Vidura comes and he sees that what is happening. Oh, why all these bananas are lying here? And where are the peels gone? And then he realizes that what has happened. So this is quite interesting that he accepts even the banana peels given by his devotee with love and devotion. But if you offer chappan bhog, 56 items of wonderful sweets and the big items, very elaborate items and feasts that you offer, but if it is not having love, he will not accept it, which was the case of Duryodhana and Dushasan. They were offering all of these things, but there was no love. So Krishna did not accept. Then the next point that we can understand is when we love someone, we give them what they want. It is not that we like something and we cook that and we offer that to others. If someone doesn't like bangan, don't offer him bangan. Offering something which he likes. So that is that is what Krishna is saying. That what he has mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita as well, if you actually, when we go further, Krishna mentions that what is the food is which is in mode of goodness, what is the food which is in passion, what is the food which is in ignorance. And he's not absolutely going to eat food which is in passion and ignorance. We have to only offer food which is in mode of goodness to him. And when we offer it to him, it will become the food which is in more pure goodness. And that becomes prasad, and then we can accept it afterwards. But before that, when we are offering to him, we have to offer something that he can like. So this is important. Yeah. So we have already discussed this. Lord accepts a leaf, flower, fruit, and water when offered with love. But that doesn't mean, oh, this is another important point. That doesn't mean that you are a millionaire or billionaire and you are just offering, oh, Krishna said, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. That is what I have to offer. No, no, that is not the logic. So just remember what happened in the case of Lord Ramachandra and the story of a squirrel and Hanuman. So squirrel was offering the service which was within the capacity of the squirrel, as per the capacity of the squirrel. If Hanuman looks at squirrel and sees that, oh, Lord Ram is now appreciating the squirrel because the squirrel is putting little sand into the ocean, I will also do the same. I will also put a little sand and put it into the ocean. Is Lord Ram going to be happy with that? No, because squirrel is doing as per the capacity the squirrel has. Hanuman is supposed to do the service as per the capacity that he has. So if we do the service as per our full capacity without keeping or giving our best to Krishna, without keeping anything reserved, then that is the service that Krishna is looking for. So it should not happen that we are giving, like we are eating rasgulla and giving dry roti to Krishna. No, no, that is not good. So we should give the best to Krishna. But what he is saying here is Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, from that perspective, is that anyone can do it. That it is not, no one has a restriction. That because the elaborate worship has been mentioned, somehow or the other, I'm not able to do it. So anyone is able to do the process of bhakti. Anyone can do some offering to Lord Krishna. And we saw that in the case of Sudama, Brahman. So he just took some chipped rice. And that chipped rice Krishna accepted because it was brought with lot of love by Sudama. So this is what we can see. So the entire verse, the key point here is Yo me bhaktya prayachati tadham bhaktya upavritam. Two times bhakti is mentioned in this verse, not once, two times. That with love and devotion, if you offer, then Krishna will accept it. And no one can give any excuse. It is such a simple process. Just one leaf, one flower, one fruit, or some water that we can give to Krishna. We have to offer it with love and devotion and do the service to best of our abilities, best of our um, capacity. And then Krishna will be very pleased with that. Is that okay? Okay. So let us move on to the next verse. Now the next verse is at a different level. So this verse was at a pure bhakti level, 26th verse. But the 27th verse is little lower, that if you do not have love and devotion, what can you do? You are not at this pure devotee level where you have lot of love, lot of devotion for Krishna. You're just a beginner. What can you do? So that is what is mentioned in the next verse. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjuhosi dadasi yat yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Who wants to read? Yes, Pamindra Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as offering to me.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. So in previous verse, we were talking about that whatever Krishna likes, we should offer it to him. This verse is little different. Here, what is mentioned, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. The difference here is, in the process of bhakti, what we do is we first surrender to the order of Guru or Krishna, Guru and Krishna, and then we do our activity. In this verse, what is mentioned is someone is attached to doing some particular activity. So they do the activity first, and then whatever result they get, they will offer that to Krishna. There is a difference between them. So with the previous example, so where we are talking about the Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, and that you offer something that Krishna likes. So there you will see that, okay, whatever Krishna likes to eat, you will offer that. In the second example, Yat Karoshi Yajashnasi, whatever you like to eat, you will cook, and then you will say that, oh Krishna, you also have it. So that is Yat Karoshi Yajashnasi. So whatever you want to eat, you have made, and then you are offering to Krishna. Interestingly, Krishna doesn't say here that Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. He doesn't say that I will eat it, I will accept it. He just says that you offer it to me. Did you notice that? In the previous verse, he said that with love and devotion you give it to me, I will accept it. In this verse, he just stops at that point. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're eating, whatever austerities you are performing, whatever you're giving away, you offer it to me. He doesn't say you offer it to me and I'll accept it. But at least you will get purified. Because you have started offering to Krishna, you will get purified. So definitely that will happen. But Krishna is not accepting it. Krishna is only wanting our love and devotion. So that is why if you offer something without love and devotion, he is not going to accept it. He will acknowledge it that yes, you are giving it to me, and because of that you will get purified. And hopefully by that repeated offering like this, over a period of time, we'll get purified and we'll develop the love and devotion, and then we will progress further. So what are the benefits if we do like this, either this Yat Karoshi verse or the previous verse that we have seen, which is mentioned in verse number 28. Shubha Shubha Phale Raivam Mokshase Karma Bandhanaha Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mamupaishyasi. Who wants to read? Please raise your hands. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read?
Uma Mataji, you can do.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to birth and its auspicious and inauspicious results, with your mind fixed on me. In this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you. So what are the benefits mentioned here? So the first benefit is free from bondage of work. So whatever work that you do, that actually creates attachment. And that attachment, that work you do, so you have this attachment towards the result. And then that attachment towards the result actually binds you in the reactions. So the results also comes to you because you're attached to the result. And then because of that, then the cycle of this karma continues, that you keep doing things, you keep getting result, you enjoy that. After some time, you again do enjoy, like that, you will go into the cycle. But because you're offering it to Krishna in the first situation, and in the second verse, 27th verse, we saw that you are offering the result to Krishna. So in the first one, you are doing it as per Krishna's instruction and offering everything to Krishna with love and devotion. In the second one, you are doing what you want to do, but you are offering the results to Krishna. But because the attachment to the result is not there, you become free from bondage to work. The second one, that its auspicious and inauspicious results are also taken away. And it is quite interesting that both auspicious and inauspicious results are also mentioned. So it is not only the inauspicious results are gone, it is the auspicious results also are gone, which is good. Because even if you have auspicious results remaining, you will still have to take the birth and then to enjoy the results of those auspicious results. And then you will still remain into this cycle of birth, old age, death, and disease. And in that birth, who knows what kind of activities you will do. And you will create your own karma again. And that is how you will. So auspicious and inauspicious results are both gone. Then the third one is mentioned is someone gets liberated. Liberation is the result of the verse number 27. So you get liberated from this material world because you are now free from this auspicious and inauspicious results. But then the fourth result mentioned is you go to Krishna. That is the result of 26th verse. That you are offering with love and devotion, then you go back to Krishna. So very wonderfully, this one verse is explaining what are different kinds of results that we are going to get. Now let us look at some further glory of the devotional service in the next verse. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. Vibhor Prabhuji, then Shivani Mataji, and then Surananda Prabhuji can do that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So Krishna is actually mentioning something quite interesting here. He's saying, I'm impartial, but I'm a friend of devotees. Isn't there contradiction? On one side, he's saying, I'm impartial. And then in the same verse, it is not even actually, he takes little while to actually come to this point. In the first half of the verse, he's saying that I am completely impartial. In the second half of the same verse, he says that I am friend of all my devotees. Can anyone explain to me what is this? This impartial, but a friend of devotees. Yes, Pamender Prabhuji.
The way I see it is like for him, like everyone is equal in a way where like the treatment is given same to everyone. So if you're good and like what do you call it? If you like what do you call it? Being you have love for Krishna and being friend with Krishna, he'll be friend to you. But if you're not, then so there'll be no special case. It's just like as per the rules.
Okay. Rules specific, huh? Rule banaya hai. He has created a rule. जो भी rule follow करेगा, he will be fine. Yes, Vidushi Mataji, what do you have?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Today we heard two stories. So Bali Maharaj's story and Narsimha story. So Bali Maharaj's story. So looking at Bali Maharaj and Indra on one side. So he gives both of them. He's not partial to anybody, but he's a little bit more partial to Bali Maharaj because he puts his head on put on Bali Maharaj's head and also gives him a little bit. So both he gives them both the devotees, he gives both of them, but he gives Bali Maharaj a bit more because of his devotion to him, because he surrenders, he does Atma Nivedana to him. So that's one story that I thought of. I just heard this morning, so that's what I remembered from this verse.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
But where is that impartiality then?
Oh, a Narasimha story where he's oh,
Prahlad,
I don't know about the impartial. Sorry, I didn't quite grasp that yet.
Okay. Surananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, what I see is impartial. Krishna has given free will to everyone, so he don't involve in that free will. Whereas in case of devotees, so as they are surrendered to Lord, and just like the kids surrender to parents, so parents will take over everything after the kids. So just like that, so Krishna also will take care of all the devotees.
Okay. Vibhor Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, how I'd say it is, for example, if I'm your friend, but if you suppose have to select somebody for job, you would be impartial to the other people. A friend does not mean you
I
get
thought
a
you will give
special
job to
treatment.
me, Prabhu. I
I
was
wish.
having high hopes that I'm your friend and you will give job to me. Krishna is saying that he is my friend.
Yeah, but it's gonna be impartial from Krishna's side.
That is not what he says. We will see how what he says. He explains that how closely he fulfills his friendship. We will see. Shivani Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I think like Krishna is there for everyone, and he reciprocates the way we treat, the way we worship him. He is not related to. Like he's not connected with any karma. That is what I like. He reciprocates the way you worship him.
Okay. Yeah, that is good point. Ye yathamam prapadyante, that point is there. I don't know where that karma point came from.
Like it's like unka karma se koi relation nahi. Like whatever activities we do, that is what I wanted to
Okay,
mean.
fine. Sudharma Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
How I look at it is like Krishna gives everyone, like, even for the demons, even for the atheist, he provides everything. Whatever the basic needs of their lives, food, water, or shelter, whatever is needed, even though they don't worship him. So in that way, he's impartial. But when you say for devotees, for like Arjuna or Draupadi, like for his devotees, he is there whenever they are in distress, or Gajendra. So when you call him with love and surrender unto him, he's always there for you. So in that way, he is partial to his devotees.
Okay, good. Okay, let us move on. So, how he is impartial but a friend of a devotees? So, he's impartial from the perspective that he maintains and provides for everyone. So he doesn't say that, okay, someone is atheist, I'm not going to maintain him. He is a devotee, I'll maintain only those devotees. And he is like a pig. This animal is a pig. Pig is very dirty. I'm not going to be in pig's heart as Paramatma. But this human being looks little better than the pig, little better only. So I will just be in his heart, not in pig's heart. So no, he's actually impartial. He is in everyone's heart as Paramatma. He's maintaining everyone. He's providing everything to everyone. So that is how he's impartial. Also, he gives equal opportunity to everyone. Just like a teacher is giving equal opportunity to all the students. So teacher is teaching in a class, and that actually knowledge he's distributing it to everyone. Whoever is sitting in front of him, they are getting the same knowledge. So he's giving the equal opportunity to them. But just like in the class, some students are very serious and sincere. They are actually listening it properly. And some students are doing doodling while the teacher is teaching. So at that time, what will happen is that, of course, the student who is actually sincere and seriously listening, they will gain more out of the teachings which are given. And he may actually rank first in the exam. So you cannot say to the teacher that, oh, you are partial to this person, and the person who has failed, you have been impartial. No, no, the opportunity was given to everyone. But how you're reciprocating, how you're taking that opportunity is what actually matters. So someone who's taking notes, doing homework properly, then also asking some questions, or when the teacher is asking questions, they are answering, the teacher will have a particular kind of relationship developed and some affinity developed for those kind of students. So this is what we need to understand. So impartial doesn't mean that the Krishna is not reciprocal. Impartial means that he's offering opportunity to everyone. Everyone can become pure devotees. He doesn't say that, okay, these out of these, first person becomes pure devotee, second becomes asura, then the third becomes devotee, fourth asura. No, he's not just making some random things like that for all of us. He's giving opportunity to everyone. Everyone can become devotee, and everyone can become friend of Krishna, and Krishna will become friend of that person. So that is how he's impartial. But for devotees, the devotees are actually offering love and devotion to Krishna, and Krishna just reciprocates. So he is reciprocal. So he's impartial but reciprocal. So opportunity is given to everyone, and depending on how we behave with him, he will reciprocate as per the mood of the devotee. And to such a devotee, Lord becomes even a friend. When we actually have this impartial thing in our mind, we have this wrong conception of the impartiality in our mind. Impartial means we think that irrespective of whoever comes in front of Krishna, he should give the same result to everyone. And we think if someone does like this, then he is impartial. No, if someone does like this, that person is foolish. Because suppose in front of judge, few people are coming, then he is actually going to look at that what has happened, what crime the person has done. And depending on that, he is actually going to give the punishment to that person. Some person, he will actually see that, oh, he is actually, after hearing the entire case, he will say that, no, 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 he hasn't done any crime. So he will free him. Someone he'll say that, oh, you have done a big crime, so you're just, we will put you for a lifetime into prison. And someone just, you go for 1 year into prison and come back. So we may say that, oh, he's not giving equal thing to everyone. That means he's not a good person. He's not impartial. No, no, he's impartial because he's actually reciprocating as per the situation that is there. In our mind, we actually implement this wrong conception of impartiality in our day-to-day life as well. So we want equal attention. We want equal appreciation from our superiors, from our parents, from our friends. But we do not see whether we are giving equal service. We see that someone is giving more attention to someone, more appreciation to someone. And we think that why this person is, why such and such person is giving more attention and more appreciation to this person and not to me. So instead of actually asking that question, we should see that, oh, this must be a reciprocation for something. Why this person is not reciprocating with me as he or she is reciprocating with someone else? What is it that I'm lacking? And if we look at that, then we can be also successful in our day-to-day relationships as well. So look at whether we are doing equal service, and then we can expect equal attention and equal appreciation. So ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. So this is what we should look at. There is a beautiful paragraph in between about this friend, which let me read it because it will be hard for you to all of you to find. It's in between the purport towards at the middle of this page on my Bhagavad Gita. There's an analogy of a diamond which is mentioned here. So when a diamond is set in a golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified, and at the same time, the diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entity eternally glitter. And when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. The Lord is diamond. And so this combination is very nice. Living entity in a pure state are called devotees. So actually we call ourselves devotees, but what Srila Prabhupada says, living entities in a pure state are called devotees. We are only practicing devotees. The Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotees. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is no personality, no personalist philosophy. So if Krishna remains impartial, impartial means no matter whatever it does, whoever does, even if someone is showing some love towards him and someone else is showing hate towards him, and Krishna reciprocates with them in the same manner, like gives the same result to him, then he's not even a person. If he's a person and we are saying this is a personalist philosophy, then there has to be reciprocation properly. So that is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. And he also gave that example of gold and diamond to explain how then this pure devotee who's serving Krishna, how they actually complement each other. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. Verse number, before we move on, so some points based on the verses till what we have seen till now. So Bhakti Yoga is simple. We saw that. Just offer some leaf, flower, fruit, or water to the Lord with love and devotion, and Krishna will become your friend. So as Krishna said just in this previous verse. And he will be favorably disposed towards you, just like a father is disposed to his obedient son. So there will be reciprocation. And if you are not able to do that, even with that, then you can do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do them for Krishna. And that will also award you liberation. Sudharma Mataji, your hand is up. Is that for some question, comment, or was that from your previous comment that you...
From the previous one. So.
Okay, fine, Mataji. Okay, so let us move on to the next verse. Verse number 30. Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhag sadhurev samantavyah samyak avyavasito hi saha.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
The next person? Yeah,
Oh,
you. Okay, Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So this is glory of bhakti. What Krishna is saying is quite amazing. Api chet suduracharo. Durachar means something bad. Achar is the activity, the behavior. Durachar means some bad behavior. And sudurachar is even worse behavior. So even if one commits the most abominable activity is durachar, and most abominable is sudurachar. If he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly. He is still a sadhu. And someone was talking about impartiality, right? Now take this. Krishna is saying that even if someone performs really, really abominable activity, but if he's engaged in devotional service, he's still considered as a sadhu because he's properly situated in his determination. Quite amazing verse. Now, it doesn't mean that devotees can think that, oh, whatever bad activities I can do, that is fine. No, that is not what Krishna is saying. And Srila Prabhupada has written very wonderful purport for this verse and the next verse. All purports are wonderful. But for more information, you should actually read these two purports to understand this properly. That this verse is talking about accidental fall downs. It is not that you purposely go and do something and then you say that I am still a sadhu. That is not this verse is talking about. This is you are taking utmost care while you are doing your devotional service. But because Maya is very strong, it is possible that sometimes even such devotee may make a mistake. There is an accidental fall down that may happen for this person. But Krishna is saying, as long as his determination for his devotion is strong, he immediately after that, he is actually thinking that, oh, I have done something wrong. Just like Parikshit Maharaj, you remember in Srimad Bhagavatam, what he has done? He put this snake around the neck of Shamik Rishi because that was an accidental fall down. He was very thirsty, and with that he didn't understand. Of course, it was Krishna's arrangement. From different angles we can see the same pastime. So Krishna is saying, when he immediately left from there, he immediately started thinking that I have done something wrong and I should be punished for this. So this mentality, as long as it is there, Krishna says he's still a sadhu. There is a very wonderful paragraph here as well. Okay, but I think we have discussed most of those points there, so let us skip that part and look at the next verse, which gives even some more interesting points. And in this purport, 30th purport, the point that there is a second point as well, which we mentioned earlier. On the other hand, one should not misunderstand that a devotee in transcendental devotional service can act in all kinds of abominable ways. This verse only refers to an accident due to the strong power of material connections. So you cannot just thinking that, oh, Krishna has said that sudurachar kiya, fir bhi you are still a sadhu. So I will keep doing durachar and sudurachar every day. No, this is for accidental fall down. And the next verse explains why Krishna is talking about that such person is still a sadhu. Is because Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvachanti nigachati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktah pranashyati.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
He quickly becomes righteous and attain lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So such a devotee who, even if he has done sudurachar, but his determination in Krishna and his devotional service is strong, what happens is such a person quickly gets purified by remembering the Lord. So this quick purification happens for such a person. And that is how Krishna is a friend of such a devotee. He's not looking at what faults he has done. He's just looking at, oh, he has done some fault. But look at this person. His uh, determination is fixed in my service and in my devotion. So I will quickly purify him. And he doesn't have to do any prayashitta. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport of this verse, he says that such a person doesn't even have to do any atonement or prayashitta. Just this devotional service and chanting of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the person gets purified. But at the same time, doing the sinful activities on the strength of the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is an offense. So if you think that no problem, I will do some sudurachar because I will chant one round extra afterwards, and that will take care of my reactions will be wiped out. No, that becomes an offense towards the holy name. It's a seventh offense, those who understand. So we cannot do like that. So we have to, if it is an accidental fall down, still we should remain focused on Krishna's devotion, and then Krishna will purify us quickly, and we will still remain fixed up in our devotional service. Gita Jayanti Mataji, do you have some question or comment?
No, Prabhuji, I was just thinking I'd read the next one.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Also, another thing is, Krishna says here in the second part of the verse, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. So he's saying, oh Arjuna, you boldly declare that my devotee never perishes. So why Arjuna should declare? Why he is not declaring himself? It is because he knows, and everyone knows, that Krishna doesn't even take his own words seriously as he takes his devotees' words. And he is going to actually, after few days, it is going to be seen on the battlefield itself that to protect the vow that Bhishma has taken, he breaks his own vow as well. That he had said, Krishna had said that I will not lift any weapon in this uh, in this war, but just to protect the vow that Bhishma had taken, then he lifts the wheel of a chariot and charges towards Bhishma. So we can see that. So someone, if Krishna says that my devotee never perishes, after seeing that Krishna has broken his vow, someone will say that array, it doesn't have any value. If Krishna says all of this, but he just like he has broken his own vow, whatever he is saying, he may also break. But if his devotee says that my devotee never perishes, then Krishna will take utmost care to protect the words of his devotees. So that is why he asks Arjuna to declare that you just declare to everyone. Whoever has any doubt, you can say to them that Name Bhaktya Pranashrati, my devotee never perishes. So this is another lesson that we have, that Krishna's devotees never perishes. No matter what happens, if the devotee remains fixed in Krishna's devotion, he will just survive and he will just go ahead. His bhakti will remain and he will just continue progressing in his devotional service. So till now, we have seen lots of glories of bhakti. Actually, let's read the next verse as well and then we will see. मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युपापयोनयः श्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्रोस् तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas or merchants, and Shudras or workers, can attain the supreme destination. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So here Krishna is saying that even those who are not materially qualified, they haven't received a good birth, even those can actually progress and they can attain supreme destination. And he has said women, Vaishya and Shudra. That means everyone in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, everyone falls generally in these categories. They are either women or if they are men, they are in Vaishya or Shudra categories. Mostly Shudra categories because it says Kalo Shudra Sambhavaha. So everyone in Kali Yuga as well, they are eligible to attain the supreme destination if we take shelter of Krishna. And then the next verse says, Kim punar brahmanya punya bhaktya rajarshayas anityam sukham lokam imam prapya bhajasva mam. Who wants to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read that one?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. How much more this is so far the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees, and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary, miserable world, engage in love, service unto me. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So Krishna is saying even those who are who has taken lower birth, they also get purified in devotional service. What to speak of those who have taken higher birth? They will definitely progress. So that is how Krishna is actually glorifying bhakti. So Lord Krishna has in this section he has mentioned about the destination. So in Ananya Shintayanto Mam, he said the destination he gives eternal result. Then he has said in the Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyama, it is simple and easy. It doesn't require any fancy material assets for doing bhakti. Do you require any qualification? No qualification is required. It can be performed even by those who are not born materially in a proper birth. but it has to have a devotion. Everyone has to have devotion. So it can be performed by those who are pure-hearted. Love and devotion is required. And even if while doing bhakti, if you get deviated, we can still redeem ourselves and we can still get purified for incidental fall downs. And this material qualification we talked about. So such wonderful glories of bhakti which is mentioned. Let us finish this section. We are at 8:30, but there is just one verse remaining, so we'll complete this verse and the chapter. Very famous verse. This is so important verse that Krishna has repeated almost the exactly same verse here as well as in 18.65. Let us read this verse. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishasi yuktatvam atmanam mat parayanaha. Someone who hasn't read it yet? Yes, Mahendra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. The most important verse. It is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. It is essence of Bhagavad Gita, and that is why Krishna has repeated this verse, as we mentioned here and 18.65. You can actually go and check. Almost the entire verse is as it is. The last part is little changed in 18.65. Otherwise, word to word, it is very similar. And Krishna has talked about 4 confidential instructions in this essence of Bhagavad Gita verse. First instruction, man mana, always think of me. So Krishna is saying, always think of me. Then, bhava mad bhaktaha, become my devotee. Second instruction, madhyaji means worship me. And mam namaskuru, offer obeisances to me. So these are the 4 instructions, and which are very, very confidential instructions that Krishna has given to all of us. First is always think of me. So our mind has to be engaged in Krishna. Bhava mad bhakto, become my devotee. So we have to become Krishna's devotee. Worship me and mam namaskuru, offer obeisances to me. So using our senses as well, we should offer service to Krishna. So mind and senses, both we have to engage in Krishna's service, and that is how we can become Krishna's devotee. And this is what Krishna wants from Bhagavad Gita. So entire Bhagavad Gita is spoken for this. We saw that the first six chapters and the last 6 chapters, they are actually covering or protecting these middle 6 chapters which are talking about bhakti. In these middle 6 chapters as well, there is this 9th and 10th chapter which is talking about this very confidential matters of bhakti, Ananya Bhakti. And in that as well, the central verse, which is the 9.34, which is the essence of the essence of the essence of the essence. And that is what is mentioned here. And what is the essence of everything, of all this knowledge? To become Krishna's pure devotee. So the entire Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has spoken for giving this one point, that become my devotee. And sometimes devotees think that 18.66 is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. But actually, essence of Bhagavad Gita, 18.66, even if you consider 18.66, 66 says that surrender unto me. But how to surrender is mentioned in 65. So 65 is the real essence, which mentions always think of Krishna, become my devotee, worship me, and offer obeisances unto me. And this is what we have to actually understand. If you actually forget everything which we have discussed till now in the 9 chapters, which is half the Bhagavad Gita is already completed by completing this verse. Even if you don't remember anything of this, so many verses that we have covered, if you just remember one point, which is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, it is how to become pure devotee of Krishna. That always engage our mind in thinking of Krishna, become Krishna's devotee, worship him, and offer obeisances to him. Our life will become successful if we remember this. So, to wrap this up, what is the important point? that these are the 4 things that we should do. That is Krishna's most confidential instruction. Remember, this chapter was the most confidential knowledge, and this is the confidentialist, whatever, the most confidential knowledge that Krishna has given, which is how to become a pure devotee of Krishna. By doing these 4 things, we can achieve that. So please remember, please implement that in our life. And the most easy thing to do is by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So please chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Anyone has any question, comments, points, realizations, reflections? Aparna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Really amazing session, Prabhuji, on Ekadashi Day. So really
Hare
special and amazing. Just a quick question, Prabhuji. Actually, I had 2 questions, but the first question has gone off my mind. But I can still remember the second question. In the previous verse, where you discussed beautifully how Krishna wanted Arjuna to declare that, tell everyone, that Krishna's devotee never perishes. So in this verse, Prabhuji, perishes is referring to falling down from the position of being a devotee, because perish like literally means like die or to just vanish. So what does perish signify in this verse, Prabhuji, if that makes sense?
Yeah, very good question, Mataji. So perishes means the biggest fear that we have in human life especially is that we can fall down to the lower species of life. Because human life is when we get the free will, where we can choose what to do and what not to do. Human life is the place where you can actually uplift ourselves, or if by our actions we will fall down to the animal life again. So the biggest fear that we have is that we will lose what we have got. Already we have taken so many millions of birth to come here to this point that we have taken the human life. But after taking human life, if we actually again still behave like animals, then we will again be demoted to the animal life. And especially for someone who has received the seed of bhakti, he has got some devotee association, somehow some mercy has been received, and still then somehow or the other he loses that. He is the most unfortunate person. So that is the fear that always everyone has, that I have actually become a devotee somehow or the other, which is very, very rare. Getting human life is rare, and even rare than that is to get bhakti and good devotee association. And from that position, if we fall down and somehow or the other lose bhakti because of some offenses that we do, or we choose wrong association, and then we will perish. Perish means our bhakti will go away. Of course, bhakti is eternal. Whatever we actually do will remain with us, and that is what Krishna is actually saying, that someone who takes to the path of bhakti, his spiritual progress will never die. It will never perish. Whereas the results that we get out of other paths, like if you do karma kanda or other paths, then whatever benefits that you get, they perish over a period of time. And in the second chapter, Krishna has said earlier, Neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So the bhay was mentioned there, that bhay was of the falling down. And here as well, name bhaktya pranashrati, he will never perish is mentioned. So that is the point, Mataji.
Amazing, Prabhuji. Haribol. Thank you so much. That's
Hare
amazing.
Krishna. Anyone else has any summary points of the entire chapter 9? What kind of most confidential information that you have received in this chapter, or any reflections that you have about it? Anything that you want to mention? What's happening? No one has any reflections? No one has any comments? Was it so confidential that I did not tell you anything? Okay, Mahendra Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, most of those verses are like too good. Like I understand why it is called it's confidential. But one point from the last lecture, I guess I mentioned that last time as well. That wonderful benefit of Ananda Bhakti, that Krishna himself will come for the devotees, and then you need to be regularly and exclusively worshipping Supreme Lord Krishna, So that's from the last session.
Yes, very good.
Verses number 22. And I guess from today's session, the key point for me was that with love and devotion, whatever you do for Krishna, with those 4 examples, like it must have love and devotion.
Yes,
Yeah.
very good. Excellent.
Hare
More
Krishna.
confidential knowledge you have understood. Good. Anyone else has any other comments, reflections, or any summary points? Aparna Mataji, your hand is still up.
Yes, Prabhuji, sorry. I just got my second question, Prabhuji, if I'm allowed to ask that question.
Okay, go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in the previous verses, there was a mention that Krishna, like partial and impartial, and I love the discussion and the way you presented. So when Krishna becomes friend of his devotee, so that devotee has to be a pure devotee, or even practicing devotees like ourselves can get the mercy of Krishna being our friend, Prabhuji.
So, okay, good question. So, are we getting mercy of Krishna when we are practicing devotees?
Yes.
Yeah, so we are getting already mercy of Krishna. And when Krishna says that I am his friend, so friend is also a well-wisher. Now, there is, of course, at a very pure level, there is a reciprocation of the relationship because the devotee would worship Krishna in a particular relationship. But that actually happens at the pure stage. But even at the practicing stage, we can feel the friendship of Krishna by seeing how well-wishing he is for all of us, because a friend is a well-wisher. So that is how we can see that even for practicing devotees, Krishna is a well-wisher. Krishna is a friend. And there is some reciprocation that we get even at the practicing stage from Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Sometimes that reciprocation of Krishna comes through Krishna's devotees. Sometimes the mercy of Krishna comes from, or most of the time, Krishna's mercy comes from, comes through his devotees to us.
Sure, Prabhuji. So we do qualify.
Yeah. You are already qualified. You are already getting Krishna's mercy. You already mentioned, right? So if you already feel that Krishna's mercy is coming to you, then you are already very, very rare devotees.
Thank you, Prabhuji, but I'm not. Thank you so much for your mercy and your answers. Hari Bol, Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Anyone else has any other reflections? Okay, Pamendra Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one important thing is that for Bhakti Marga, there is no prerequisite. So there is no material requirement or there is no requirement of who you are or what you have.
Correct.
Or what you can.
Excellent, Prabhuji. Very good. So nothing is required. No qualification required. No elaborate processes are there. No elaborate paraphernalia is required. You can just do bhakti very easily. Very good. Surananda Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Couple of points from the last session. If you exclusively worship the Lord will protect what you have, and he will give what you lack.
Yeah.
And other one is based on whom you are worshipping, you will be going to their planets.
Yes, Yanti Deva Vratan Devan, that verse we saw. Very good. Excellent.
And from today's class, Prabhuji, Lord is not impartial. So he is equal to everyone, but he is favorable to his devotees, his friend to his devotees.
Yeah, he's impartial as well.
Yeah.
It is not that he's not impartial. He's impartial, but at the same time, he favors his devotees.
Yeah.
He's impartial and reciprocal.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think if there are no further, Aparna Mataji, your hand is still up. Is that for our third question that you have remembered?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Sorry, Prabhuji, that was by mistake. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Dasraj Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I have one reflection from today's class. As you mentioned, the Krishna is happy with Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. But the main point is if we give with love, so he can accept it. So
Yes.
yeah, that's my reflection from the class, Prabhuji.
Yeah, good, Prabhuji. And remember that it has to be as per our best of the capacity that we have to give to him. That it should not be just patram pushpam phalam toyam if you can give more to him. Because then that
Yes,
is
Prabhuji.
love. If we have love, we'll try to give the best to the person that we love.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Fine. Let us stop here today. And from next week, we will look at chapter 10. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai,
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna.